Hello everyone and welcome to the ScratchRunning podcast, the official podcast of competitive browser gaming, where our motto is this card does not work if your active Pokemon is confused, asleep, poisoned, or paralyzed. As always, I'm your host Kieran, and with me on the mic are Clabs,
salutations,
Apfilord,
hello,
and the brand new ScratchRunning guest, Probably Not.
What up?
Hey, this is App, just quickly hopping in to say this video, and this is SRCast, actually was recorded just as we dropped the Singularity video, which at that time obviously was just like starting to gain some views. So we definitely did not talk much about the Singularity video yet. It was like just a little idea basically we threw out there. And to a lot of you, because the community has grown so much since then, this might actually be the first SRCast you ever listened to. So just a quick heads up. And to the OGs, by the way, you can just skip ahead if you want to. The SRCast is our place to just ramble about what we're up to. Basically, since we are creating games on scratch.mit.edu, a website initially built for like learning to code with a big focus on community though, that's what a lot of our conversation usually like revolves around, all the stuff on there. And that's where this podcast actually started, on Scratch, funnily enough. So maybe next SRCast we might chat more about the Singularity. Let us know if you would want that, maybe even with Quite himself. And yeah, until then, I hope you enjoyed this fun chat with Scratch user Probably Not, who also has a YouTube channel, and go check him out. And now I'll shut up. Have fun. Bye-bye. Are we all properly asleep, confused, or... wait. Anyways.
Yeah, I've been untapped. But I'm about to lock in.
We've all been
These
untapped.
card heads have been tinkering alchemy-like with forces they do not understand. Recently dropping the card game TCG Singularity.
Huh.
And it's been fun.
Yeah.
And speaking of... no, wait, that's a
Speaking of
segue.
forbidden magic.
Forbidden Magic, no. Probably Not is here as a completely new guest host.
Hi.
Guest... I keep saying guest host because we called them guest hosts before. And that's another thing, by the way, I can scratch off my 2025 bingo card.
Yo, big
So you get
2025.
a
Bingo card? That's fun.
Yes. Probably Not, or PN, as we're probably gonna call you from now on, or at least I am gonna, because it's just, easier to do.
Yeah.
What are you doing on this website? How are you doing today?
I am great. Yeah. I mean, what am I doing on this website? I don't know.
On Scratch, like just in general, what do people know you for, probably?
Well, not for my games. That's sadly nobody cares about my games. They just care about
There's a few
PGMA.
games.
So yeah, I'm from PGMA. I'm pretty sure most people know what that is. Pixel Game Maker Awards. It's basically just a
Heck yeah.
game contest specifically catered to pixel art to help keep it alive. So that's pretty much what I've been managing for 7 years and some change, and it's been pretty cool.
Dang.
Oh, heck yeah.
Could you
You let other people make the games for you.
could you tell us a little bit about why you started it, a bit about the genesis of GMA?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I guess pixel art has always been my thing, obviously. I guess I just I used to have this, it's kind of weird, but I used to have mild OCD, and I guess my love of pixel art, just the straightness and like the squariness of the art form, I guess, is what kind of clicked with that whole kind of thing.
It's so real for that.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess I saw one day, I don't know from who or by who, but at the time, now it's blocked, but at the time, I saw certain people using those voting polls from like other websites, like Straw Poll and stuff like that. If you guys remember what that was.
Yes,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah, I saw that, and I saw like the whole voting format that they had, and I was like, I wonder if I could somehow turn that into a contest and like kind of tie that into the whole pixel art thing. And yeah, it kind of started from there. So at first we used Straw Poll as the vote, because obviously how it works is the first few rounds it's like public voting, so like scratchers can vote on their favorite game and stuff like that, and then a few rounds later it's just up to the judges basically. But yeah, we started with Straw Poll, and eventually they banned it or whatever, because of course they did. We
Classic.
literally went through, it's crazy. We literally went through, like, it had to have been like 5 different poll websites that we kept using, and then Scratch kept catching up to and then banning them. So, that was fun.
Scratch kept you on your toes. They were like, okay, give us the next website.
I honestly don't know how they didn't just like take down the studio or something. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they were sweet on me.
Wow.
I don't know. But
Maybe.
I
mean, like, the idea is something Scratch would love by itself, right? The idea of a pixel game maker contest, you know, or a contest for pixel games. But I remember I actually used a straw poll for an old contest of mine as well, which was probably also
True. I remember that.
a bunch of years ago.
Yeah,
I
straw
know
poll
what
was
that
awesome.
was.
It was the only poll website that had like every aspect that I wanted, to where like there was no, you couldn't mess with like double, voting twice or anything like that, because it had the IP tracking or whatever. You could see the results like right after you voted. I liked that, and I definitely want to keep it that way, where you can kind of see the results before you vote. Because I noticed that a lot of the time people say, like, they'll ask me permission, which is like, you don't need my permission, but they'll ask, hey, this person technically has my favorite game, but I feel like this person deserves it, so can I vote for them? And I'll be like, yeah, vote for whoever you want. So
Vote for
I feel
whoever
like
you
that
want,
kind of,
really.
yeah. So I feel like that is a reason why I would kind of want to have like the results shown as, as time goes on during the voting. So
Yeah, actually, for this one, how does the general public vote? Because me as a judge, I guess I kept voting in the forums.
Yeah, I mean,
And I completely forgot how else you do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, normally what happens is that, obviously, like, once I make the poll, I'll put the link in the studio and, like, in the studio comments or whatever. But then it's kind of up to the contestants at that point to put the link in their actual project description or the notes and credits. Yeah. So it's kind of flawed in the way that, like, if your project is more popular, you're gonna get more votes. But,
that's always
like,
how it's gonna work,
How else am I gonna do it? It's
definitely
it's definitely like there's literally been 100,000 complaints over the years about why it's flawed and why this isn't fair and why this isn't fair, and it's like I get it, but at the same time it's like the voting is like the biggest, like it's the community engagement. It's obviously one of the biggest aspects of the competition. So it's hard to, like, I understand it, but it's kind of hard to just like get rid of it. You know what I mean?
And to be fair, you keep the emphasis really on the general aspect of the fact that people make games, and not any prizes or anything. You say in the rules and stuff, you always say generally people get views from the projects they make, and so you walk away from the PGMA with some sort of prize in and of itself, in that you make cool things and people see that. So it was never about like actually getting far or whatever, or winning the entirety. That's just gonna happen by itself.
Yeah, it's definitely not about not about winning.
Yeah, all you gotta do is make a cool game.
Yeah. I honestly wasn't the person that put that in the result. Like, I'm fine with it, but I'm not the one who put that. What did it say? I think it said like there's no actual prize, but it's like the friends we made along the way or some BS like that.
I didn't think that was the one, but yeah.
But no, I mean, normally if you make it like all the way until if you win, you're pretty much guaranteed at least like 1,000 followers at some point.
Yeah.
After the competition. At some
sooner
point,
or later.
In 100 years, you'll definitely have
no
1,000 followers. So,
I mean, who was it that in the first round of this PGMA 7 posted that bat game where you had to use like echolocation, and they just got featured straight away? Neobird, yes.
Yeah, that's part of the reason that I say, like, I feel like the Scratch team is sweet on us or something, because we
played that on ScratchRunning Sunday.
Yeah, through this season, last season, and season 5, like it's just been like feature after feature, like every round, especially season 6. That was like, wow, they went feature crazy. Like every round we had at least one feature. So
that's really cool.
But that was good because like Since there's technically no prize, I want the prize to be like, hey, I want the contestants to be satisfied with the growth that they made along the way. So that's
The
cool.
prize is for there to be good games on Scratch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the projects got featured because the game's good.
Now,
It really is
You
like
know,
the greatest message.
I've considered that. But, yeah.
I like that philosophy a lot. I think
Definitely.
it kind of puts me off when people do contests, like they have like many thousand followers, and like the reward is like I'll talk to you, and it's like that's a little dehumanizing.
I'll acknowledge you as a person.
Yeah.
I'll follow you on Scratch. Okay, one of the funniest things ever is asking someone else to be a prize giver for a contest.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a
That's
culture.
it.
There's a
I
whole
didn't really
culture
wanna
around
do
that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
kinda
we're not
basic
doing
and it wasn't
PGs, dude.
We've lined up these sweet scratchers, and they're gonna follow you like a yummy
Wow.
product.
Oh, man.
Nailed.
It's odd. I only see it on Scratch too. It's all these very strange prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think how other like communities do like deal with that, and usually it's just that the prize is actually something.
Like money.
Yeah, money, right?
Yeah.
And to be fair, like we as ScratchRunning, we give out prizes to the people who win our contests.
Sure.
That's true. That's a good segue to our
So what did
sponsor.
I forgot, what is it you guys do for your prizes again? I forgot.
Well, I'm glad you asked. No, it is,
Well, okay, so if you're listening to this podcast on Scratch, which, of course, we are the only podcast on Scratch, if you click on the Ed menu in the top right, you should see the emotes.
Look at those sweet, sweet emotes. But a guest, if you are a winner of a contest, you can use a premium emote or
A premium emote.
One you either won or designed.
Okay.
Once per episode.
So, of course, Scratch Cloud variables. We could talk about those at length, and we will. Maybe. But let me first get out of the way the general idea of the Ed menu premium emote. So the first idea, of course, was to have people be able to post emotes through Cloud variables as the podcast goes on. So if I now say post SR Wimmers right now, hopefully
post
a bunch
SR
of
Wimmers.
hopefully a lot of people will post that funny emote.
We're gonna see a spike 13 minutes and 10 seconds in.
And also that will really tell how much I've edited this podcast. But that's the general thought, right? To have emotes, and that's always a cool thing. Of course, Scratch Cloud variables being flawed as they are doesn't, it means that that's not always gonna work the way we want it to. But then we thought, okay, what is a cool thing we can give to people winning? Hey, let's have a golden SR Wimmers, or an emote they designed entirely by themselves, and give that to that person only, and have them, because again, limitations that Scratch sets for us, be able to post that once per episode or something like that. And then that is what people get out of that. And then recently with this last SRCast animated contest that we held, Clabs was so kind to draw up an Edward Goomble for their game Goomblegurt 2 as well.
It's like Pokemon.
And
It's like
it's a
Pokemon, but
Pokemon-ish
awesome.
game. Yeah, if Pokemon was on Scratch and very cool. As well. And then you also got that, basically.
Oh,
and
don't
then
forget,
also
Robot
Edwards.
makes those really awesome
the
3D
3D.
trophies.
yes.
But,
Have you
those
seen
are cool.
those? Probably not, by the way. That is
I don't think so.
that is like one of my favorite things. I don't even know, like,
Is this Scratch
I think
Running
back then
lore?
Robot just came up with those and just sent one over, and we were like, yes!
Yes, that's what we need.
It's so cool. I love them.
It is so cool. And it's like a little trophy thing that has an animated thumbnail, so you can, if you favorite that
can
project,
display
you have
it.
it like, you display it on your account.
Oh, you just
like
mean
a spinning...
I'm sorry. You mean the Edward Edward. How do you call it?
The Edwards.
Yeah, the guy is called Edward. The
the
snowman,
is called Edward.
But it's also an Edward. Get it? Like an award. Yeah.
He's from Super Fighter Tournament.
Yes. And so this time we even got 4 of them because we got 2 third places. But so people can just display that, and that's like such a cool little thing that you see so rarely.
It is pretty cool.
I never see.
I have seen those though.
Yeah,
those are really cool.
And that's a thing. And then of course, as an additional thing, we also follow the person because why not?
On Scratch, just once.
First place.
Right. It's never the most advertised thing. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Let's do it.
When somebody usually here's how I do it. In PGMA, I usually I wait until the end to follow like the top 3 people. Which is kind of, I don't make it like a rule or anything that the judges have to do, but I get a little annoyed when they follow certain contestants early because it's like, just wait until the end because it's supposed to be part of the prize if they make it that far. But
now I wish you would have told me that earlier.
Oh, dang it. Now I'm following Clabs on Scratch.
Here's what I did. Because
really
there was
projects?
someone I really liked. I waited till they got out, and then I was like, well, I really liked them, so I'll follow them now rather than like endorsing.
That's, like I don't want to
person or
control who
another.
who you follow is who you follow. So,
Yeah.
That's fine.
No, that's fair. It's like me who gives love-its out to the SRCast animateds that I like.
Okay,
Before the contest is over.
Like,
are you? Does anybody else call them Lovitz? I just call them loves.
no, I'm sorry. I
True.
wanted to say likes, and in my brain I was like, no, wait, let's. I made that change
Scratch.
last second. Like, so good. I'm very glad you brought that up because I just had that exact
Scratch
thought in my mind.
It's very 1.4 of you.
Yeah.
Nick. Please leave a
I'm
love
sorry.
it on my project, please.
Please love my project.
Dang it! Did it it had to
It
say
was
love
loved
it
it.
next
It
to
was
right?
love it. Yeah, people used to say
Yeah.
love it all the time.
I mean,
And
the
doesn't
button
it
still
still say
says
that?
love it.
Yeah, and like in my what's happening, it still says like ripe mangoes love developer must see
Oh, you're
true
right.
pixelated rotation.
Yes.
By the way, have you seen that project?
Oh yeah, I did
That's
see
cool.
That was cool.
True pixelated rotation. Finally.
That pixelated rotation, that actually is something I wanted to ask. So, probably not.
Yes.
I know you,
You're
so
not
you told me now. You started
rotated pixels.
You started PGMA because you liked pixel art a lot from its orderly nature. Is there any sort of, I don't want to call them regrets, but is there any feelings of when you're in the round 1 of the contest and there's like rotated pixels and inconsistent pixel sizing and all sorts of weird pixel art?
Honestly, it used to bother me, but not much anymore. So if you look at you didn't. You definitely didn't. But if you look at my first few games, you'll see that I do not deviate from the art style. I used to have like this kind of art style where I would have like a double outline around my pixel art, and I did not deviate from that art style. And again, it had to be some like OCD thing, but I did not deviate from that at all until I think until Switch Dash, like my most popular project. I think until that I started to kind of break
Yes.
my mold, and I think at that time like I didn't really like if you wanted to rotate pixels, fine. I didn't totally.
Mods, show this guy Noz Jab from SFT 2016.
Okay,
Are
that's
you a pixel rotator? I can't believe it.
I am a pixel rotator.
I think everyone is though.
Yeah, no, I definitely rotate things now. Like I definitely do that.
That's
Sharon,
fair.
how quickly did you make that screenshot? Holy smokes.
Oh yeah, I was going through my favorite projects.
Oh,
By
no.
SFT.
He's so rotated. He's so rotated.
I will say I do hate. I don't think with pixel art. I don't think. Well, I think if you're in vector mode, I think it kind of like smears the edges of the pixels if you're in
Yes.
vector.
Yes.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
they're in vector and they rotate it, I will
Oh,
get annoyed.
anti-aliasing.
But if they're in bitmap,
I hate that blur. I hate that blur.
yeah, I hate it so much.
No, I totally get it. It's the rotating pixels, the vectorizing your bitmap drawings, and it's when the pixel size is like when you set things to different sizes. So one pixel on one thing isn't the same size as one pixel on the other.
I hate that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. When
No,
you size
yes.
it up just a little bit and like the pixels in some spots are like thicker or thinner. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
You
yes.
resize something 120%.
Awful. And I gotta say, or I gotta apologize for my results project that I made for the PGMA, which was like kind of not, I won't say thrown together because I did spend some time on it, but like I really didn't expect to make a results project this season. Like I just joined because I thought I really liked the PGMA, like, you know, the general idea of it. And I think you invited me to it.
I
and
did
then,
do that.
Yeah. And then I thought, okay, not many people replied to, you know, making a results project for this round, so I might as well go ahead and give it a try. And I'm trying to think now. I think I did that exact thing with having pixels of different sizes in project. And I'm so sorry.
Nah, honestly, I didn't.
If I had...
Yeah, I won't complain if you do it. Like, if you're doing if you're helping me, if you do the results project, like, I'm fine. I just want you to get it out because I don't really have the time to do them these days. So
Yeah, this project is so
people were
cool,
pretty
by the way, with the
salty.
cube rotating.
yeah, it's kind of an unspoken, not obligation, but like every round somebody has to. That's part of the reason why it's good if there's a lot of judges. So like somebody has to man up and just do it.
Yeah. I love the rotating cube.
So that was the initial idea,
was
of course,
cool,
the
though.
rotating cube. Thank you. Okay, at least I got that. Okay.
Well, I'm not judging. I'm judging the projects, not the results project.
Judging the judges.
Okay, now can we please also have judges for the results projects, and then we take a winner. We pick a winner from those.
The
But
results.
then we need a
results.
judge for those judges to make sure their projects are also up to high standards.
Yes. And so
No, the key
it's
is
a
to just
never-ending
let
chain.
probably not make the results every time.
Although I cannot overstate how fire all of the results projects for season 6 were. They were all so good. Those were hands down the best results projects of any season. But
Okay, so those would win the results.
The
oh
results.
yeah,
results.
you're out, buddy. Like yeah, they'd win in a heartbeat.
No, I'm not. I have no chance.
That's crazy work.
No, that's fair. That's totally fair.
Actually, now I mention it, SR Wimmers in its current state is rotated pixel art.
It is rotated pixels. Don't mention it, please.
We live in a society.
We live in a society.
Don't give PN any reason to be angry at us, please.
Nah, I'm just joking.
Oh, guys, it's his first time on the podcast. We want to see him again.
No, don't make me storm off. Jesus.
Grrr. Anyways, speaking of contests on Scratch, do y'all see how well SRCast animated went last year?
That went really well.
Yeah.
And
It was
of course,
really
we
fun.
did the results for it and stuff, and there were some really nice, entries.
Yeah.
But also, Kieran, may I, or did you want to say anything else for that?
No, I just wanted to start the conversation.
Good, thank you. Very well done. Claps Creatathon.
True.
Claps, you're also hosting like a contest of sorts, which is the most hands-off contest I've ever seen, but that also makes it so cool.
Really?
Yeah. So it's Creatathon, and the idea is it's like an everything jam. So if you want to make like a dish and post art of it, or you want to take photos or make claymation or like crafts, post it. Also, it's okay to finish an old project. If it's a project you've been putting off, you can submit that. It's basically just like, hey, everyone, let's all get together and finish up stuff we've been putting off. We can all motivate each other to do it or make something new.
It's exactly that. It is like a nice community of people saying, let's go. Let's just work on
Let's lock in.
stuff.
It's March, or as I like to call it, the Creatathon.
Yep. Exactly.
Very funny, though, I have to say, there's like one rule. There is one rule in Creatathon, which is the project had to have been posted after the contest started. And it's getting broken every day. I keep sifting through the studio. I'm like, oh,
Well,
this
here's
is cool
something I
art.
created
And then
2 years ago.
It was posted in January. I'm like, this isn't just an Add Anything studio.
Post your 10-year-old drawing if you like.
Exactly. That's the only rule. The rule is to make it after
Is
the
there a
contest.
prize or results or something? Like, is there eventually a deadline?
So it ends in April, and then
The prize is a finished project.
So there's a discussion at the end where I go over all the games I like the most.
Yeah.
Or not even.
There's
games,
very
just
little
like,
in terms of like you don't get anything by itself except for collabs talking about your project if collabs especially liked it.
Yeah, pretty much. The whole point is just to get people like motivated to work on stuff because it's easier to work on a thing if you're working on it with someone else by your side also like doing something. But it's very low stakes. It's not really like a huge contest either.
Yeah.
I struggle to even call it a contest. That's why it's just called the Creatathon.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a very good. Actually, the more I think about it, that's a good name for it. It's like,
It's just a marathon for.
Yeah, it's like a marathon.
It's a pretty good name.
Not a sprint.
Yeah, it only occurred to me now that is a very well chosen name.
Yeah,
I never gave it too much thought. Like,
it's I mean, compared to the Pixel Game Maker Awards, it's pretty good. Because I mean, think about there's no tangible award. Like the name in and of itself is supposed to mean like. Normally, when you hear that, you would think of like an award ceremony. So it's like, okay, so you're looking over things that are already made, and then you're picking one to be the best out of this particular category or something. But I don't know what I was thinking when I was 13, 14 years old, whatever the heck it is that I created the contest. So I named it Pixel Game Maker Awards when there's no award, and the name caught on, so I couldn't change it.
hey,
no awards, and you're judging new projects.
Yeah, it's like the most contradictory. Yeah, it's crazy. But
it's a good.
So you give the side awards out at the end.
I think PGMA is a good. It rolls off the tongue.
It's a good.
Yeah,
it does.
Definitely.
And you can probably still do stuff like best soundtrack, Bullet Train 2. Game of the Year, Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom.
Now, Kieran, now you're.
Given the fact that I don't really have enough time, I don't even really have the time to run it anymore. Like I said, this has been the most hands-off season that I've had. Like really all that I do is kind of just manage the studio itself and then, make the surveys and whatever for the judges to do or make the polls for the voters. But other than that, I don't do anything. So it's like 60% self-sufficient, but I definitely can't. There's nobody I can find to like completely run. I don't trust anybody, by the way, to run it.
That's the little bit of OCD left in you.
Oh yeah, totally. That absolutely. I need things done my way, 100%.
Real.
So that said, AppleLord, could you please stop changing the pixel size in your results project? Thank you very much. No, I'm kidding. Or maybe not. Who knows?
I just wanted to say, Kieran offered something I think would be really funny, which is to also give awards in tandem to the contest that is unrelated to the contest. I just want to point out that what has just been suggested, which has just been sort of accepted here, is the notion of a game jam, and then after the game jam's over, be like, and Baldur's Gate 3 had some great graphics.
No, it's specifically pixel art. So
maybe we could just do it for PGMA games.
Well, yeah, I guess if it was just
how fun would it
games, that would make sense. Yeah,
but how funny would it be?
Yeah, finally.
Pizza Tower had a sick
Tower.
I know we were talking about Scratch games, but did anybody see the Pizza Tower?
Have you guys played Balatro?
Balatro had some good pixel art as well.
That's true.
That's true. And then you email the game devs and be like, "Hey, do you want to accept this Scratch project prize? We're gonna we got some prize givers. Can we get these guys to follow you?"
Yes. Guys, why is KTRAV258 following Pizza Tower Guy on Scratch?
It was the reward. It was the reward.
That's fun.
By the way, may I segue a little into other stuff relating probably not projects. but not on Scratch, as you maybe would imagine. I'm not
Oh,
talking
you
about
would.
the
Nobody
games
would
here,
imagine that. I'm not sharing any games lately.
Probably not
anymore.
makes games.
I
No,
know.
Bro is the pixel game maker.
DJ
but
Ricochet
just to give
is
that a
pretty
little
good.
push,
Okay.
in case anybody didn't know about it yet, probably not. Also, started just like not too long ago, actually. Like, what is it? Like a few months at most.
5 months.
A
give or
couple
take.
months.
Yeah.
5? Okay. What is time, first
Yeah.
of all? But started to make some really cool like YouTube videos about Scratch and stuff around it, which I always I wrote here, is there a place on this forsaken earth for YouTube videos about Scratch? Yes, there is.
I'm
Look
sure
at
there is.
PN's channel. Like it
Great
doesn't happen
content,
too
by the
often that I stumble upon a YouTube channel that specifically makes Scratch content. Like we all know Griff Patch. We all know
Yeah.
maybe what do you call him? Gigeni Jeff?
Dude, yes,
G
Gigenia.
I call him G
Gigenia?
Genehay. Or in my
How do you
head,
call him?
G Genehay.
Oh yeah, that's also good. Honestly, that rolls off the tongue a little
The
nicer.
4 Scratch YouTubers.
Yes,
four-
Scratch
four
Running, Griff
Scratch
Patch,
YouTubers of the
Gigenia.
apocalypse.
Probably not. There are
Um,
dozens of us.
No, it's such a funny thing to me just to imagine also that somebody stumbles upon them and doesn't know about Scratch or how
Yeah.
like weirdly serious some people are about the website.
Yeah, I
It's a
got the
strange.
I got the front page video in
Yeah.
my recommended,
Yeah.
Oh.
and then I shared it to Scratch Running, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Wait, probably not makes YouTube videos."
Yeah.
Look at you,
They're really cool.
Kieran, pushing the algorithm, getting the
Yes.
into the Scratch
algae.
So true.
Dude, comment for the algae.
Algae.
Comment for the algae. Oh god.
Yo, check
So-
me out. I'm acknowledging this video.
Just to name a few, you of course talked about the front page. You've played recently a game on that was made in an older PGMA. I think that was taken off the face of Scratch since then.
Absolutely.
Um,
And I will be sharing an
and
analysis on that. Yes.
and some other stuff. Is there any ideas you have like planned for YouTube videos, or is it always just like, okay, when something happens to interest you, now you jump to that, just make a video about it?
Kind of half and half. I mean, yeah, like when something just comes to my mind, I'll write it down in my future video ideas. Yeah. Normally, I get where I was trying to start with the YouTube channel, because I knew I didn't really want it to be about like coding tutorials. Not really, because one, I'm not that good of a coder.
We've got Griff Patch for that.
And yeah, exactly, yeah. And number two, it's just kind of like everybody's doing that already. I kind of wanted it to be, I was kind of into like commentary YouTubers and stuff. I wanted to take after them. Like, if you know, like a Drew Gooden or like a Danny Gonzalez, somebody like them, like a commentary YouTuber.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
like in a
that's awesome.
comedic way. Because I noticed that like,
Yeah.
App said it, but they're a little too serious. And I was like, okay, but like, can we have something that's like funny? You know?
Oh, these guys should be. Imagine that, but funny.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, totally.
So, even though like some of the videos, it seems like I'm taking myself seriously, I'm really not. It's just like
That's fair.
I just think it's funny to talk about controversial things on Scratch. Nothing inappropriate, but just like controversial things. I think it's funny to talk about.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it is cool to see, as somebody who's been on this like website for a while. It is fun when somebody like speaks out the things I've
That
had in my
everybody
mind for
knows
so
is
long.
wrong with Scratch.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
somebody spits facts.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Let's make a video about cloud variables, shall we? No. Whatever is up with that.
Yes.
What is up with that?
No.
There was something going on with
Oh,
it, but I didn't
I-
get the whole. I don't think I have the whole picture on that.
I could
Hi, I'm a
As
clown
the,
variable
about
on
it.
scratch.mit.edu.
As
many
very
hours you got?
technical scratchers who try to make cloud games, we have to basically go on a Herculean quest against the website in order to like wrench them into operating. I won't go into it here, but I will say like the one thing that's just bewildering is that because of the way Scratch tries to fight cloud spam, the only way to use cloud variables like productively is to spam them until they work. It just makes the problem worse.
Good job, Scratch team.
Thanks, Scratch.
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, honestly, there's a whole laundry list of like tiny little things I could complain about regarding Scratch, but not that I could make a full video. I realize that the commentary angle is kind of flawed in the sense that like there's not, well, if you want to say there is, that's fine, but there's not infinitely many things to complain about with Scratch. So I kind of have to have, you know, like
you'll be surprised with what these kids are talking about.
Yeah. Unless I started talking about like actual scratchers, but I don't want to get gossipy. You know, it would be fun. Let's be honest.
There's too many scratchers.
Yeah.
No, I think Scratch is a lot of kids' first social media and like their first like exposure to like being moderated. So I think a lot of scratchers think Scratch is like some totalitarian government that wants to like silence the masses and restrict your free speech, when really they're just like, you know, we want to make sure 9-year-olds don't get nightmares. So,
yeah, that would be nice.
So I've seen a lot of young and even older scratchers who just are very, I guess sheltered is the proper word. Who like, you know, they might be older, but they've only literally ever used Scratch. Act like there is like an endless list of crimes on the smeared on the dotted lines of the history of Scratch. Silenced scratchers and like, I mean, they definitely screw up a lot, at least, but you know, that's because I think auto moderation just sort of is a little janky, and like I think they probably is a little disorganized because like we get stuff on front page that gets like mass flagged, or like everything in Explorer will get, you know, taken down automatically, and it took like 3 weeks to get some of that stuff back on. So that tells me that they're pretty stretched on resources.
Oh yeah. And guys, close your comment sections. Essa's gonna find you.
Essa's gonna get you. Essa's gonna have you.
Oh my god, dude.
Don't log in today, guys. Essa's gonna go on your profile and force
Some
you
of
to
you are
post generic
alright.
platforming projects.
Oh god. No, yeah,
I would have to
the other
assume
way.
in this moment, like 70% of the projects on the front page are already taken down in this moment, but
Yeah, go to Explore.
It's crazy.
So true.
I could go on and on and on, but I don't want to sound
Definitely.
redundant because I already kind of complained about the trending page twice. So I don't
It makes for
want
good
the Scratch
content.
team
I
off
mean, to
because,
be fair, you were right twice.
If I may, as we get like to the end of well, not the end of the SRCast, there's still a little bit to go, but like maybe this is a good moment to just say, maybe you've noticed that this SRCast came out a little later than usual, and that's mostly because one, as you said, PN, getting older means having less time for things, so that's just that's one part of why I didn't you know, or we didn't get to chat earlier. But also we are in like what I would consider the kind of final stages to the SFRT development, you know, for the main version at least, the one we want to post. And I'm kind of excited to
Post
work
the
on that
game.
more. Yes, work on that
I mean,
more.
it's almost
Of course,
done. You want to get it out. It's going to be great when it's out. You can also feel great when it's out. So it makes sense that SRCast is going to be a little bit slower.
Yeah. Just so you know, like in case you're wondering, well, where's my SRCast this month? Did Essa take it down? No. Look,
Essa got into the ScratchRunning podcast headquarters. And
they
started
closed
beating
down
us
the
up.
McDonald's.
Started beating us all up.
Like, Dude, we're gonna have to go to KFC again.
Yeah, we can't record at the
meet
McDonald's
up.
anymore. SS
Yeah.
is stationed Scratch elite guards all across the country.
They're gonna be looking for a guy.
Oh no. So that's what's happening. Is I'm just kind of taking more time to work on that. Yes, there might be a fourth version of the character select that we're scrapping again and working on another one. Why is a character select for a fighting game so difficult to think of? Or at least maybe the problem was initially that I tried to do something different than what all the other games do, and should have just gone with that. But there's just a lot I learned, I guess, or lots of hurdles on the way.
I think there's something fundamentally unintuitive about how to make a menu for a fighting game, because you want to be able to select the character if the character is an AI, so you want to be able to select for the other players, but also if there is another player who's a human, they want to be able to select for themselves.
Yeah.
I think there's just something
Just a
about
lot of stuff to
that.
keep in
Yeah,
mind.
you gotta do
That
it Mario
solution space
Party
is just a
style.
little confusing.
Yeah. So that's that. Also, regarding SFRT news, we also held a tournament. That was really cool.
That was
Another
in...
one.
Was that
was like-
in February?
Yeah, like middle of February.
True.
And the two people who won were Rex. I forget the numbers behind the name Rex on Scratch.
Igor X?
Igor Rex
That's
is
the guy.
on
95.
on our community here, but
Uh,
either way, Igor Rex
Yeah.
won the EU tournament, and of course, how else would it be? Josers won the tournament in NA. First tournament that Josers participated
Entered.
in, and of course, there maybe was a reason why some people were happy Josers didn't join before, so they had a chance. No, I'm kidding. Quite actually gave Josers. Quite was in the finals, right, with Josers.
I placed third.
Kieran placed third. Yes, Quite was second.
Yeah.
Playing against Josers.
wow, the three devs got top 3. Crazy.
Wow.
Look, it wasn't that many people in the tournament to begin with.
That's true. That's true. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Unfortunately, this time around, but still, it was a very, very.
It's
fun
fine. We're gonna get 8 next time. Trust.
It was the first tournament, or one of the first tournaments I participated in, on the EU side, of course. Maybe there were a few I'm forgetting where I dropped out pretty early, but this one, I think I had some of the most fun playing the game ever against Rex, actually.
Yeah.
Because Rex is a really good player as well, let that be said. And
The
at
first
some
EU
point,
tournament I didn't enter, I think.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, I heard Kieran has been gaming a little bit
Speaking of tournaments, I've been playing a single player game where the main character enters a tournament
Wow.
or a free demo. I guess you might have heard of it. It's called Mindwave.
Oh, Mindwave.
Yes.
I love Mindwave.
Mindwave. One must imagine WarioWare with your keyboard and mouse, and it's awesome.
Does it work well with keyboard and mouse? How much
absolutely.
can they do? How much can you do with a keyboard and mouse?
You'd be
to give you-
surprised.
Probably.
You will
Probably.
be surprised when the game
I-
comes out in big 2027.
I have seen a bunch of stuff on your stream. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine, or I'm trying to remember rather.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, the aesthetic of the whole game I think is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's only the first level.
Wow.
Apparently there's 7 more minds for you to wave.
This is a big day for gay people.
Is
Really?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say it's WarioWare for lesbians, and I have a lot of lesbian friends who really like it.
I didn't know. I mean, okay, I only saw
Minecraft.
the games like that. Wait, the mini games rather, and didn't
Yeah.
like combine that with any like lore or story or anything. But that's really cool, actually. They're
They got
It's
me
really
with the
cute.
game concepts I like. Micro games.
micro games. big comeback and big 2025.
We need
Big
more
comeback
WarioWare
for
like
micro games.
We're probably not the first people to mention that, but how is it that Wario games of all things have like a big, you know, like first of all Pizza Tower,
Yeah.
and then Mindwave now.
Yeah. What can I say? Whether it's land or where, Wario is the greatest of all time.
The
Yeah.
innovator of the genres.
Yes.
It's his greatest gaming achievement, Wario Land 4 on the GBA.
Why can't we get the same energy for Waluigi, huh? I'm
That's what
gonna say it first.
what I'm
here
saying,
on the
Nintendo.
podcast. We need some Waluigi games.
Oh yeah.
Let's go Waluigi.
How come they never released Waluigi Pinball as an actual game?
They should have Waluigi as a player 2 in a Wario game.
That's
At
what
least.
I'm saying. The Wario games try to erase Waluigi's existence.
Yeah.
Snuff him
do.
out like a dictator erasing history.
Can we at least
He
have
was
one where
there.
Waluigi jumps
He
super
was
high?
there.
Waluigi
Waluigi
was
being
there
photoshopped
for
out.
Wario when he needed him the most as a doubles partner in Mario Tennis.
That's what I'm saying.
The Wario Waluigi Mario Kart Double Dash combo. Come on.
Yeah.
They're
What a-
you
what a
can't
great-
separate. We would not accept the Mario game
can't
without
separate.
Luigi.
You
Name a
can't
better
separate
duo,
the
I'll
Mario
wait.
brothers.
And
So
the
why do we-
Wario bro.
Why do we accept the what's are they even brothers?
Are they the
Waluigi's
Wario
his
brothers?
cousin.
Is it cousin?
That's his cousin.
How did they come
Or
up with this?
Something like that.
Waluigi's relationship, not to Mario, to
Mario.
What does Mario have to do with
Speaking of platforming, I've been playing a different free demo for a way cooler game. It's
next-
Kieran talks about free demos
Heck yeah.
minute.
I mean, I'm all for it. These games are amazing.
True. Yeah, you might not have heard of this one. It's called Demon Tides.
Woo! I did not.
I've been playing the heck out of that. It's a 3D platformer, kind of like a Hat in Time, but with different movement. You got four
Did you just
different
say
moves, and you can
schmovement?
combine them in different ways.
Kieran did
Movement.
Kieran did just say schmovement, and you might hear him say that more often.
Yeah, movement.
I'd be
Schmovement
lying
is a
if I
form of
said I did
self-expression.
that.
It's a form of
just
self-expression.
It's taking what you have, coming up with a goal, finding a way to achieve it that satisfies you. And that's what
Heck
you can
yeah.
do when you're speedrunning Demon Tides.
Yeah. Kieran has been schmoving in that
I've
game.
been
as you
schmoving.
say.
I've been playing
Um,
Demon Tides.
Actually, can I just say I find it so funny that who was it, Budep, I think?
Yeah.
Shout out to Budep, who coined the phrase a Kiranism.
Kieranism?
A Kiranism?
Just a
Uh,
touch.
that a word that Kieran randomly comes up, or like a phrase rather.
It's a
like Kieran
phrase that
keeps
I
saying-
hear and then just start repeating.
Yes, and then people, of course.
The cycle
or-
continues. I watch
cycle
Simple
continues.
Flips, and then ScratchRunning fans watch me.
Because,
Shout out to Simple Flips.
Shout out to Simple Flips at this point, which is also where we got the funny
The yeah,
card game singularity idea
Simple
from.
Flips fans are some of the creative people.
So you can recommend to
Yeah.
you can recommend both Mindwave and Demon Tides.
Mindwave
Yeah.
and Demon Tides are both very cool free demos.
I might check
There is so much game in the Demon Tides demo, and I cannot believe that's only 8% of the full game.
Wow.
I'm so hyped.
Wow.
I have to get this game when it comes out.
But thank you for the recommendations, Kieran.
Absolutely. I saw you had 46 minutes in Demon Turf. I don't know if I'm gonna like that one as much as
It's
I've been
pretty good.
playing Tides. I might play it one time for the once.
Is there gonna be multiplayer in Demon
Maybe
Tides?
not. But you can graffiti. And I
Dude,
need
very
to- and I
soon.
might,
It has
and I
nothing
might-
to do with it, but
yeah,
sure, I'll take it.
I might need to warn some of you that is technically a way to communicate with people. There is an option to turn it off though.
Oh, so it's like a Dark Soulsy way.
Yeah,
of...
it's like an amazing chest ahead kind of thing.
I'm not sure if I can leave that in, but sure.
No, you can. It's just a treasure chest. They contain things like talismans and golden gears.
That
was great.
He's right.
When he's right, he's right. Okay. As the last thing
When
on
he's
this
right, he's right.
on our docket here,
Yeah.
Labs, you're gonna freaking graduate. What
I'm
the heck?
gonna graduate.
Dude,
I'm a
they're
computer
qualified.
scientist. I'm gonna go out in the world on my giant computer mech machine,
Yes.
wearing a
let's
big
go.
lab coat, and I'm gonna
They're
say science be
qualified.
upon ye, and zap
Throw a
people
robot at us.
with a big
That's what
ray
you
gun.
get when you graduate.
That's what happens when you become a
Yeah.
computer
Only
scientist.
only comp sci though.
Only comp sci.
I should have done that. I should have started like. I should have started graduating a while ago. I wanted to say.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I was studying the blade, so who really wins?
really wins.
It is one big. You don't study anything. You just keep graduating.
I know
I
some
mean-
people like that.
Oh, that's great. No, what's next for you, Clabs? Are you gonna?
Well,
over
I
the
already
world
told
with
you.
computer
Yeah.
science?
So
Yeah.
just I'll put it out. I'll put it out on a little plan here for you. Step 1, take over the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm starting small. All right.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna expand a little eastward. We're gonna take over half of North America.
Oh.
And,
Okay.
And then I'm sending us to the moon, friends.
Wow. Let's
Oh,
freaking go!
buddy.
Finally.
Yeah, but maybe
I'm gonna
like,
use some.
Finally.
maybe
Yes.
you should start small with like the tri-state area. I don't know. Maybe.
The tri-state area.
Tri-state area is that's sufficient
Yeah.
for the moment.
With my new Clabsinator, I will
The collapse
use my computer science degree.
That one's kind of good.
Plot twist: Clabs was Dr. Kleineman this whole time.
Oh,
That's
don't-
an old reference.
The vice
bring him
president of
back.
disruption.
I will
You know, it's
explain
like,
that joke to you later. Yeah.
Yeah, that's from a different SRCast
You
episode.
can't say his name thrice. If you say his name 3 times, he comes
Okay,
on the
true.
podcast.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we
we
do.
so
just
this
need
is
to
like a
call him
Bloody
vice
Mary
president of
kinda
disruption.
Situation.
Yeah.
Kind of a
Oh,
kind of Bloody Mary, kind of
Just
a
don't
Beetlejuice vibe.
turn on the Heinz remix machine in the KFC.
Okay, stop.
Don't do it.
Look, you're confusing him too much.
I am
We
thoroughly
want-
confused. But
we
it's,
want-
I'm
We
into
want PN
it.
to come back eventually, okay? Not leave this server right after this is SRCast.
No.
We've already shown PN Shklupian friends. There's only so
We
much
did-
a man
yes.
can take.
I think that's
We did
the
that
peak of the
right before
insanity.
recording the
I don't know.
podcast,
If
too.
it's not, then I'll be concerned. But that's fine.
PN,
I mean-
just for the record, because the fans probably all are, sitting on the edge of their seats to know, what did you think of Shklupian friends?
I thought that it existed. I mean, that's something.
Strong
Still
opinion
does.
coming out from.
At the end of the day,
PN.
not many people can say that. So
That's
It was
true.
a thing
That's
that
true. Not a lot of people
made
can say
something.
they existed. That's
they
true.
exist anymore, yeah.
I
yeah.
do
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
less
granola
people
mountain
exist
thing.
than they
That
do.
was fun. Everything else is a little far-fetched,
Yeah.
but I do like the granola
That was a
mountain.
quest.
Okay, good. We'll take that into consideration for the next
All right.
15 episodes and the movie we're making.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, cool.
Your Shkloopy plush is in the mail.
Yeah, Shklupi plushes in the mail. Oh.
The merch is on its way. Nick, do you
Yes.
smell something?
Is that a giant computer powered
Not,
mech
not that.
coming
Not
towards
that,
me?
Nick.
Oh,
Nick,
okay, okay.
Oh, that's not been built yet.
another thing.
Not the gasoline. Okay.
Do you
yeah.
smell
Okay.
the fresh spritz of stream mist in the air? The trickling of water
Actually,
pouring down the
amazing.
river.
Now you say it? Is that a fish?
There's a fish over there, Nick. Now, Nick,
That's a fish.
I'm gonna give
What do
you
I
this.
do?
We
I'm
should
gonna give
probably-
you this. I think you gotta reel it in, Nick. Nick, I think you've gotta reel it in.
Oh my god! I didn't bring my fishing.
It's time
rod.
to reel in the
Hold
fish.
on. Okay, let me just extend my arm like some sort of mechanical. I don't even.
Yeah.
know
Why
what
are
I'm
you
talking
going all
Use your
robot
special
mode, Nick?
I don't know.
Loopy
We're on a
move.
robot. I'm trying to graduate over here. Okay, I'm trying to
Computer
graduate in
science
computer
degree.
science. That's how I start.
Oh,
I
see.
rebuilt my arm
Yeah.
to be part
Okay.
computer. So
Now, Nick,
look,
This
I gotta
is
start
the
somewhere.
opposite of reeling it in.
We are not reeling it. We are doing another bit. What we have
You're
to
right.
do is you take the fishing rod and then we outro-duce ourselves. So I've been Kieran KTrev258 Travis, and this seems like a good spot for a checkpoint.
Nice.
Thank you
Very
for
nice.
watching.
Thank you for
Yes.
watching. Probably not. You are probably very confused.
No,
Yeah, don't worry
probably
about
not. I mean, I'm getting it. I'm starting.
Get it?
Thank you so much for being on this episode.
Thank you
Everybody,
so
thank you
much.
for
Oh, yeah,
listening.
totally.
For hanging out.
And we will. You will hear from us again.
We'll definitely
You
see
will
that.
hear from
We'll
us again.
definitely see
That
that
is a
next
threat.
time.
This is a threat.
Yes.
The recording has now stopped. Oh my god, I said it!
What the heck? Dude, the recording's now stopped.
Oh, dang it.